Ćao ljudi, dobrodošli u drugi dan turnira. U prvom danu su ispali Navi i BC Gaming. Oni su eliminisani, tako da vidimo u dan 2. U dan 3 prolaze 8 timova, tako piše ovdje. 8 tim senior Emil, one world champion is current. Znači evo još jednom da se podsjetimo tabele. Najvjerovatnije Zeta prvo igra sa USA Sport, pa zatim sa Stajemni Sport. Navi je ispod, što nisam išao očekivao od njih. Kasnim dosta. Tako da se nadamo da će Zeta proći, to je ja, da će proći dalje. Mislim, pazite, da Navi ispadne ne bi rekao. I da ispadne BC Gaming ne bi rekao. Zato što Relante Sport je bukvalno igrao kao na primjer da igraju igrači po 1000 trofeja. A bukvalno su tako igrali protiv LG Gaming. Ali bukvalno. Mislim, to bi trebalo krenuti oko za minut, tako da. Stamina Sport, Zeta Dimons, Navi je ispao.
I like the sound of you guys already. But before we celebrate day 2, we've got to say a fond farewell to BC Gaming and Navi, because sadly we lost them in groups A and B yesterday. But we did send 4 teams through to tomorrow's playoffs, and we're going to do the same today. How do you like the sound of that, Sweden? Well, it gives me great pleasure to say welcome to day 2 of the Brawl Stars World Finals 2023.
Evo trofej. Ovo se sećate. Odlučio sve. Je to šoko, onaj. Trofej čeka da ga neko podigne. Ja se nadam će to biti Zeta.
Everyone watching around the world and joining us in Jönköping this weekend. You can see the trophy at the center of the stage, and just 2 days separate our teams from getting their hands on this cup. And if they get their hands on this cup, it means they are the best Brawl Stars teams in the world. Today, we will be playing through Group C and Group D. So let's meet the 6 teams who'll be playing for you on this stage today. Starting up with our European #1 seed, it's Zeta Division.
Timer! Zeta Division!
Next up, in Group C, all the way from Latin America, vamos, it's Nouns Esports.
Wow. Vamos.
From North America, please welcome STMN. Moving on to Group D. It's Crazy Raccoon!
I'm on Crazy Raccoon.
From Europe, please welcome Foot Esports!
Non ci credo che proprio tutti sport.
And rounding up Group D, it's SK Gaming!
SK Gaming.
So there you have it. Our 6 teams have come tantalizingly close to the trophy. Will one of these 6 be the team to be crowned the winners at the end of this weekend? Well, we need to get through day 2 first. So let's head over to Trav and Kenny to talk you through what's about to go down on this stage.
It's day 2 of the Brawl Stars World Finals, and another 6 teams enter the fray, but only 4 can proceed to day 3 and try and strike gold and become the world champions. I am Trav, I'm joined here by the Kung Fu Master himself, Kenny. How are you feeling after day 1?
Day 1 was full of surprises. I think many of us did not expect teams like in Group A to show up the way they did. But Group C and D are established players, established teams in Brawl Stars. There are no freebies today. And I'm going to go on a bold statement and say this might be the toughest day of Brawl Stars of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to agree with you as well, because Group C and Group D are looking so stacked. And I'd say partially because of myself, to be fair, after that drawing, it was very difficult to get out of that LCQ alive. But at the same time, let's take a little bit of a look at the format, see what we're going to be playing through. We've already played through, Kenny. Talk us through it.
Well, day 1, of course, we had 3 teams apiece in groups A and D. Today we will do the same with groups C and D. 3 teams apiece, single round robin. It's going to be top 2 from each of the groups advancing to a single elimination bracket on day 3, which will be so incredibly intense. I mean, Group A's teams were already stacked in day 2. I'm already prepared for some chaos as well.
Well, with that said, let's see what the teams are going to be playing for on day 3, and obviously what they're playing for today and yesterday as well. The prize pool is looking stacked in 2023. $750,000 in total, where first place will take home $250,000 of it, second place with $150,000, third to fourth 85, fifth to eighth 30, and even the teams who went out yesterday and a couple of teams will go out today will take home $15,000, Kenny.
That's a lot of cash on the line, and of course pride alongside it as well. Again, this is the most stacked we've ever felt Brawl Stars has been coming into this event. I think many of us would agree there is not a clear contender for this. There are a lot of teams that are more than capable of taking this home, and I think a lot of them are in these Group C's and D's.
It's sad to see that, every single one of these teams deserves to not only get to day 3, but in my eyes, every single one of them could win the World Finals, and that's sad to say we've got to say goodbye to a couple of them because of how stacked this competition is. With that said, let's take a bit of a look at the groups, because we had A and B past us yesterday. Should see this reflected on this graphic now, where Luminosity Gaming, Revenant Esports,
Esport.
BC Gaming,
Zeta, device против... Ну, Esport, то će biti prvo.
And Navi were knocked out, Kenny.
It's hard to believe we live in a world where Navi are out of the competition already, such an established and historical horror game Brawl Stars. But you look at Group C and you look at Group D, there's some people that have won world championships in this group. There's teams that have been to semifinals several times. Zeta Division have won the world championships 2 years running. I mean, the fact that 2 of these teams have to go before the final day is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and you know, you look at a player like Tensai in Group D there. Crazy Raccoon, he's a back-to-back world champion. He's looking for that three-peat here in 2023. And to be honest, Crazy Raccoon are one of the favorites, Kenny. And I'm really looking forward to those group D matches.
Yeah, I think there's some intense rivalries. There's some familiarity going with these teams as well. I mean, that's one of the storylines that I think is a big here today. I mean, rivalries like Foot and SK with such familiarity from the players, the organizations. It's what makes Brawl Stars so special. I think seeing this today is going to make it worth even more watching.
Evo predikcije.
And I mean, it looks pretty clear cut to us, but
Zbog čega nigde nema Zeta? Nigde nema Zete, bukvalno.
And we're starting things off with STMN.
I mean, this is
Jel toliko išle da će Zeta ispad, brate?
I think we're giving it credit for. You all must have watched my video that I published about this, because there is no way that the cast will be watching today.
Ovi mečevi kako će se odigravati.
STMN. Zeta Division versus Nouns Esports will be coming up shortly after that. Then that
Zeta igra prve dve. Rakun ima igra prve dve u njihovoj grupi.
Crazy Raccoon versus SK Gaming to kick that group off. Crazy Raccoon versus Foot Esports, and then the grudge match of the century. SK Gaming versus Foot.
The fact that that concludes the day, I mean, that match alone would get me to...
They've just been really, really poor recently, and I'm really excited to see if they're going to be able to get back in the groove at the World Finals.
Ovo je inače prva mapa, ali ovi uglovi gdje dolaze ove kamere su nevjerovatni, gledam ovo rad, nevjerovatni uglovi kao.
Dominant, I would say, but they were certainly convincing, especially against hot teams like Foot, SK, who were in this tournament as well. I mean, they beat some tough teams to get here. But STM on paper, you may look at them as the #2 seed from NA West, but every single year these guys have improved. And I was very impressed, especially with their marquee win of a 3-0 in the opening group stages of the halfway point in the year at ESL Mobile Masters. I am expecting these guys to continue to grow. I'm going to believe in the upside with these guys. But again, with the people at home, I get it. Zeta Division with the #1 seed from EMEA, and despite struggles more recently, heck, it's the World Finals, it's the big stage, and these guys have come to play on big days.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, the EU region is the most watched region, and for those returning people, Zeta Division have been dominating all year long. 3 monthly final wins, a 2nd place, and they did manage to get 5th to 8th in July and April as well. So they had a couple of poor months, but the good months really made up for it. The ups and downs were there, but the highs were higher than the lows.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said just for the EMEA region as a whole. I mean, there are a lot of teams being represented here. They're showing at LCQ really reflected to me the depth the region has, how successful they were. I mean, all 4 of those teams for LCQ representatives made it to day #2 for LCQ, and 2 of them even showed up here today. It's just so intense. I think there's something to be said for that. But as well, I still think STMN are going to be a strong opposition when it came to prepping, to planning for ESL Mobile Masters. I felt like their opening day was something special, and I think if you give these guys ample time with the maps and scouting their opponents, I think they can get the job done.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, STMN had to come through LCQ, but they showed us at LCQ why they deserve to be at Worlds, beat Clash, VN Esporting, and Reject, and they've been, you know, causing problems for all year long, and it was a quick 3-0
Blokani su Sandy, Colette, novi brawler i Zeta uzima i Vita, novi brawler ponovo Sandy i Rosa. Zeta uzima i Vita.
No surprise there, and the Sandy and Rosa too.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to see Charlie again today. Yesterday, 27 bans, and fun fact, there were 27 sets yesterday. 100% of the time, the team that had the first pick was not allowed to select that brawler. Mr. P taking us on the 2-3 turn here. Sandy, another one that's very popular in this map. I will say, Zeta Division taking 8-bit, he is a powerful brawler, but I know in the North American meta, especially with STM, they have placed this brawler as just a solid brawler overall, but especially in a mode like Hard Rock Mine and Gym Grab, he's special with the TP.
I mean, that's the thing, though, you know, because they praise it so much, they must have played against it, they must know how to counter it, and obviously, they think that Ruffs and Mr. P are the brawlers to be able to do just that. Buster added to the mix as well. That's going to be a real hard time for Mr. P. Hasn't got the DPS to deal with it, and when he's bouncing those shots back with the shield, it's going to be even harder as well. You kind of just question,
Ali, za sad koliko sam gledao, najviše se bloka Sandy. Čemu Rico za Zetu? Vidimo šta su se odlučili protivnici.
I see we have some really tanky brawlers on the Zeta division side. And Mr. P saw this would be a good opposition as well. They have to get some way to deal with the high health points and maybe even use Lou as a mid. Now they got a little versatility in this composition. All I know is when I see that they have Buster and 8-bit, the amount of health points and HP and just the amount of firepower that they have. Mr. P, not necessarily going to be those quick kill kinds of brawlers or your top fraggers for your team, but Lou is something special right now in the meta. The hypercharge has really elevated him. He was a top 3 played brawler and also top 3 in bans as well. So he's just consistent. He's shown up a ton. It's just a special brawler right now.
I mean, it really is. You see, I see all the way through, and I'm enjoying the Zeta Division draft more than anything. But then this Lou comes through, and you know that can change a game with a click of his fingers. Getting into it in first game of day 2 of the World Finals. Meow starting strong on the right-hand side, getting a few bounces round. But initially, SCMN seem on top.
Makes sense to throw Bobby in the mid for me here. They're going to be wanting to contend against Nowie, who's on the Buster, and of course, having him in the mid, throw it on ice rings to gain area control. I think it's going to work really well, but Meow already marching down this right-hand side. Rico lane is such a tough thing to deal with on this map.
Yeah, it really is. I'm not sure if they, well, obviously they can't really send the Ruffs over to that side either. Oh, great stuff. Oh, coming through with the multi-ball launcher. Meow takes 2 down. Gero's going to be able to claim those gems nice and easy. No pushback from STMN on grabbing those. Meow surely going to go down. Multi-ball launcher used once more, but now he picks a kill up on the left-hand side. And Gero should be able to keep control a little bit longer. Turret going to be placed down, but he's going to get that. Or just manages to get back to his TP before Sans cleans it up.
That's a great demonstration of exactly what 8-bit can bring to the table on this map, especially if you use the gear that allows for an extra gadget as well. Now you got 4 teleports a game along with your super, and if Gero's beaming the way he is, this is going to look like easy money for Zeta Division. But fortunately for STMN, they've reclaimed the mid. They have access to gaining these mines, and they are going to be able to pile up some gems as a result.
I mean, Meow just walks up the lane, uses the gadget, and he gets a kill. Bobby's going to go down as well. Now, Gero versus Zara in this mid. TP back as the 10th gem spawns. Gero starts the count for Zeta Division, and STMN have got work to do.
With 12 seconds to go, they're going to have to hustle here, focusing Zara right
sad će
now.
morati baš da se brani, Lu ima ulti, Lu maš ulti!
This is the hypercharge as well, the TP, the freeze goes down though! They get the pickup! Bobby in position for another super as well. Zeta,
Zbog čega se teleportovao ovaj bit?
Meow reclaims those gems. Now he's going to try and deflate this pressure, go for the aggressive play. But he goes down, and now he's going to be respawning back all the way. Zara going to be able to throw this down. Good kill from Meow, though. 5 seconds on the clock, and Sans is nowhere to be seen. Zeta.
Zeta uzima prvu.
Came down to the wire a little bit, though. Zeta Division, some big beams coming in through 8-bit. And I think there's one way to describe how they played that. They just used brute force and walked it down the middle. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like they just took advantage of the composition that they're bringing. You know, I've heard mixed comments on Buster in the meta, but I just think when you pair all of these brawlers together, you have a top frag to lane with Rico. I think this is a strong composition here, and I think it's something that might be able to get the job done.
Well, game number 2 kicks off. Zeta Division can close this first set out already if they manage to win this one. A great start from Gero there as he beams down Bobby. Should be able to pick up these 2 gems off his side, but take some heavy fires to the face, almost frozen down. And Meow trying to make some moves on the right-hand side. Obviously, Bouncy Castle isn't his gadget of choice, so can't just heal up when he wants to.
Meow just going to take some time here to breathe. Gero still in the mid here, drops his first super now. Looking to isolate against Mr. P, who's going to have to recover. Bobby taking over the left-hand side. A freeze onto Nowie as well. This Lou versus Buster matchup is something they're going to be looking forward to. Lou, a very solid option. Looking to ice very solid option into these tankier brawlers. The freeze just gets some extra added benefit, and just like that, he's got a super, he's got a hypercharge, and that could just shift the entire game.
Yeah, power up along the way as well, so going to be able to do more damage and a bit more HP along the way. There's the hypercharge. Now he's going to be frozen solid on the spot. Bobby cycled out as well. Gero's going to be his next target. Gets the super on him too. Instant freeze. Meow defending well, but he's on it now as well. Slipping and sliding, can't move anywhere, and STMN reclaim control.
This is how STMN have to play this composition. They have to have area control. They have to pick one brawler at time and focus it. You saw immediately Bobby finds the matchup on Anawi, gets the super freeze, gets the easy lineups, and Carol's going to have to recover his soul. Sans and Meow have been fighting all set long, though. They're going to be trying to get a piece of the action here as Carol is forced to get some assistance there under the strong player in Sans, and all of a sudden Zeta Division looking a little more alive.
Yeah, reclaiming some ground now. Now he's got to make a move down this left-hand side and get something going. TP back. Not sure if that was really needed, to be honest. They had some great control with him up there. Bobby's going to have the super, and now he's not going to know he has. There's the gadget as well to get some freeze off, but not fully frozen just yet. Meow just on the right-hand side, gets two, just are alive. Gero grabs those gems, TP's out, and Zeta start the count yet again.
It's a runaway once again, the teleportation showing its value now. Sans in pursuit, Sar on the right hand in, low HP. Meow defending his teammate now. Sandbags on the ground as Gero goes to the left. Gonna have to defend against Bobby here, and Mr. P not gonna be able
to
take set number one.
Well, I mean, they really went. Zeta went down to the grave, and now they've risen again, because this is the Zeta we've been seeing all year long, and they're back and ready to fight at the World Finals.
You know, I love Lou as a brawler. I see where STMN are coming from there. I'm not sure how to feel about that 2-3 turn. I almost felt like it was a lot harder work for them. They were still competing. They were still contending. The mechanics were good, but I feel like Zeta Division just set themselves up for a little bit more success. I felt like that was really hard for STMN to deal with.
In my eyes, Zeta had the game before it. They even loaded in. The draft went so right for them. If you can pick up Rico on a map like this, you know it's going to be solid. Same with the Buster. He might have not done much in game 2, but game 1 he destroyed. I mean, there was a little bit of a reset here, but STMN couldn't get any gems out in either of the games. And they looked good in game 2, don't get me wrong. STMN looked very good in game 2. But the massive turnaround coming in from Meow. Right, so I think this fit here. Multi-ball launcher, super, and it's gorgeous. So good from him, and I missed it in the moment, but I'm glad I got to see it again now.
Yeah, that's a highlight reel of a play right there. I mean, Meow just absolutely crushing with that super. And it's shown in the kill feed as well. 9 and 266 DPS. Gotta think that was an MVP kind of play for that set.
Yeah, I mean, 9 kills for Meow, that's huge. But look at the DPS on the side of STMN. It's absolutely huge, and overall, you know, the kills are looking higher than the average of that of Zeta Division. But it's not about that. It's about getting those gems and getting back to your spawn with them successfully. And that's what Zeta did so well.
I'm really impressed so far, so good for them. I think this is going to be tough just throughout the entire day, obviously. But Group C is something special. And now STMN going to have to just move forward one at a time here. Kaboom Canyon going to be our next map of choice. And I found Kaboom Canyon to be a little bit interesting when studying streams this week, when watching yesterday. A brawler that's obviously one of my favorites, but really surprised me that he showed up as much as he did is Gale. Tribe Gaming, especially yesterday. Don't get me started. Don't hate. I was surprised too, though. I'm a big fan, love the guy. But I was really shocked to see as much as I did of him. I mean, he was one of the most played brawlers, had about a 50% win rate yesterday. But
Ну, да smanjim, pošto mislim da mi niste čuli njenu reč, tek sam sad shvatio. Novi Cornelius odmah. Novi brawleri, Blanco, Nani, Colette, Bloom, Gil I Griff. Dobro.
The meta is just so interesting right now, too. We got hypercharged brawlers, we have Charlie in the mix, but you gotta keep those long range options in mind.
Još uvijek može da. Zašto niko nije kupio ono? Izbacio sam jedan shortcut za igrača na 101.000 trofeja bukvalno. I nešto. Koji je bolji. Znači, lik, ne znam da li igra za bilo koji klub, mislim da ne. Lola, Zeta nam uzima. Ovo će biti zanimljivo. Čak, Lola, to je za Zetu, ali za ove je Cornelius odgovor. Cornelius su možda trebali da idu za Blengre, da se ne lažemo. Mislim da nisu banane, tako da su trebali da idu Cornelius. Mislim iskreno, i biti ovdje. sa druge strane. Jesse. Zeta. Njemu u istoj sekundi odgovor. Njemu u istoj sekundi. Šta 9 sekundi Zeta njemu odgovor?
But into the hatchlings as well. You know, we've got Jesse going here, so I feel like there are definitely a couple of matchups favored for STMN.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse into the bouncing off those babies, bouncing off Lola's ego. It's a very solid pick. It kind of feels like they're picking into very heavy counters in my eyes. I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but chuck into a Cordelius, Eve, and Lola into a Jesse. It feels a little weird for me.
I think STMN's composition just plays really well into Zeta Division's comp, and on top of that, it's good for Heist. I mean, it's hard to really nitpick at STMN right now, where Zeta Division are just going to have to exude some confidence. They have options to get to the other end and to do some serious damage, but I think they're going to have to take care of the game quickly. I don't think STMN are afraid to drag this out.
Yeah, well, good start from Zeta as Gero gets a nice kill. Some great shots on Bobby as well, babies. And the Parasite's already going to be spawning in here. Zara getting some great shots onto Gero though, but cleaned up on Meow. Great team play from Zeta so far.
Sands now going to have to play defense here, and now he's starting to kick into high gear as Bobby has to play against Meow on the other end. Shadow Realm pick up there, and Sands showing off why that matchup can work at times. Bobby going to have to recover for now, and still big contention in this mid area.
Yeah, well, Bobby being dominated by Meow now, going to get rid of that turret as well, and boosted booster it is, but now he's coming forward. Great stuff from him, and that's going to be damage on safe, but base race. Turret comes down, machine gun turret from Jesse, and Sands has got the damage gear activated. Massive from them, but also Zeta Division again, something done. Not able to get this down. Energized coming through from Zara as well, and huge from STMN.
And now Bobby's in the mix as well. They're really laying it on to this high safe here. Zara surviving as Meow is forced onto the high safe in his spawn side. Gero on the other end as well. The bounce shot goes through, 1K to go, and it's going to be a toughie here, relying on the Jesse turret to get it done. And STMN in a base race come out on top.
So much better from STMN there. You know, Zeta Division looked so good off the start, but they let it slip. They let a base race happen. Damage gear, Jesse turret. Got that machine gun coming through as well with the gadget, and it looks so good for STMN. Zeta had the much better start, more kills, more control, but you can't let a base race like that slip.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a game of chicken, right? You saw that Zeta Division were in the middle of the base race and said, I don't think we're going to come out on top on this one. We got to turn around. And I think at that moment, it was really the point of no return for them. STMN were too late to the gas pedal there, but right now it's about to be a team wipe. The European squad getting some big-time takedowns.
And these poles already being established now by Navi. Wants to be able to TP straight to that safe. Establishes his third one up top here, or should do in just a second, but doesn't really want to reveal himself just yet. Now getting some good shots through, but not in the best of spots against this Jesse with his ego placed up, but at least it's behind him.
STMN took some serious losses here early on, so the fact that they haven't given up any percentage yet is huge. Now he, though, does have that super already charged up. They're just holding on to the mid, now going to activate it. Sees a weak Bobby, takes his opportunity, picks up a kill here. Zar firing some shots down and finally gets the last pole connected to that high safe. That's where things can start to get really scary for STMN's side.
The pinch was going to come in, so now he goes towards his post and goes all the way back, chugging down that train line. But now, maybe try to get some work done against Bobby as STMN start to fight back. Zeta, some good shots through. They're just levitating into the water, and now he's going to go in. Oh, I think that was Realm missed by Sands there. Now he gets out, but not going to go any further than that. Not without some damage along the way, though. They've already done a lot to the safe.
It's tough, too, at a professional level. Missed shots like that can add up to extra percentage points. We saw in game number 1, once STMN got a breakaway, they were good to go. So sometimes one offensive threat is all it takes. But right now, they just have to find a way to this high safe, and this is their first real opportunity. Jesse powering up her turret, the damage piling on now, and it's still continuing to go. 8-bit in the mix as well, and it's going to be a big threat here. 50%, now less to go for STMN.
I mean, that's all it needs for STMN to take the lead. They have to be way more careful when defending this. Now he's going to be able to come back to this mid now. Ego and freeze frame on the left-hand side. Sands can't get it done against Meow on the right. Gero's going to be able to tank a few shots here, but it did go up towards his baby rather than Meow, which is good for Zeta. They re-establish control and do have the lead and the control with 30 seconds on the clock.
2%, all the difference in the world, and now he goes to the underworld. Now Sands with a big pickup here and perfectly timed as well. They needed that defense, and it opens a lane on the left-hand side. Bobby piling it up here. The credits going down. Sands in the mid now. Garo has to respond, but it's all STMN for now. Chuck going to the other end. Shots piling up for STMN. Turret on the ground as well. It's neck and neck, back and forth right now, but STMN clears away. We've got a tie ball game.
Just as Zeta were looking good, STMN strike twice. Beautiful pushes from them. And Zeta had the control pretty much all the way through, but all it needs is an 8-bit turret, an 8-bit and a Jesse to get the job done. And STMN played that perfectly. They knew they weren't going to have control all the way through, and they just took their moments.
I mean, we talked about it pre-draft phase, right? It was hard to get nitpicky at all. Matchups, check. Defensive option, check. Perfect matchups in the Zeta division, check. I mean, it just felt like Steph's team was set up from the get-go, and even in like games number 2 early on, where a little bit of a struggle to get control. Right, the second they got through that wall, they just had options. They have a Jesse turret. They have 8-bit, especially if you get them that extra damage. Things got out of hand so quickly.
I want to talk about a draft because it wasn't like STMN counterpicked them. They counterpicked themselves. And that's what I was so confused about. I don't know if they kind of thought, oh, we've got Chuck, we can do it anyway, we'll make something happen. But that's just not how it played out for them. Yes, they had control at the start. Yes, they looked decent. But as soon as STMN started going, you know that it's going to be for the Zeta division. They had the matchup, and they had the great capability.
Yeah, hard to say what they were looking for there. I mean, Cornelius, of course, that first overall pick, and then immediately into the shot. I think it was probably just the strategy from the get-go, a vote of confidence. This is
Otišao jeste gore čak, ali jednostavno nije taj brawler.
They did have a lot of kills, but unfortunately for this game mode, that doesn't super matter. It's all about getting that high safe damage, and STMN just simply did that better.
Yeah, some good crowd reactions in there as well, getting hyped up for STMN. Clearly have the fan support. Kill-wise and stat-wise, though, 5-3-3 for the side of STMN. 182, 190, 319 from Bobby. Great performance out of him. The top DPS and top kills both go to Meow and still come out on the bottom.
Yeah, back-to-back sets where Meow's just simply putting up numbers. A phenomenal player and showing up on the big day. But again, for STMN, kills weren't what they needed, and I think the fact that Zeta Division really felt like they had a couple players piling them on just reflects how good the offense was from STMN there. In a mode like that, that is so important. As we move forward on to Ring of Fire, I think Zeta Division are really going to have to reflect on that. You know, you can be confident in your strategy, but against the world's best, sometimes...
Voleo bi da se dođe do...
Hey, I think we're really
Ovo je sljedeća mapa, ljudi, tako da...
Well, Ring of Fire and Hot Zone will be...
Tako da...
One of them will move ahead.
The number 1 played brawler.
A kako nađe ove vrste kadrove ovako, ljudi? Valjda će Zeta naći neki izbor kako će da se izbavi od ovoga. Prvo će birati igrači protivničkog tima, to je crveno, kako god želite, tralala. Evo ga, ljudi, izvinite ako se čuli nešto, nije bitno sve. Nikuti ko je premije uzeta. Zanimljivo.
I like the Rosa band from both sides. I think that's very solid as well. But Colette is one of the brawlers that does counter Pam. Still, not really the best brawler on Ring of Fire. Kind of just a counter brawl.
I think this is a pretty solid pairing from Zeta Division, though. I imagine that Stu's going to bring in the speed zone here. Colette is something that can threaten high health point brawlers, somebody like Pam, for example. And like you mentioned, too, it's very hard to have a direct counter into Pam, but I think Colette as a pairing is just a powerful combination.
It's a great pair.
Bello,
I'm going to bring in the bell, though. The bounces between them might get rid of some speed zones along the way, and a Mr. P coming in once more. Didn't work out too well in that first set, but obviously against Colette, against Stu, those porters coming in definitely going to do a lot of work, tanking that single shot, that single projectile, should I say, of Colette. And Stu, yes, he can clean them up a little bit faster than Colette, but at the same time, it's going to be very obstructive for him. Curious to see what Zeta Division go here. I've seen Chuck show up a good bit here, but two of these matchups, not necessarily sure that's what they're going to want.
Karlo, kako je Karlo?
Obstructive for him.
Who I feel like is still a really solid brawler, but definitely not something we've seen much this weekend.
You know, I look at this STMN, it just looks so diverse. It looks really solid to me. I like the way that they're shaped up, but the Carl is really scary for me, actually. Especially for the side of that STMN roster, because they've got the Mr. P to dominate that as soon as the flying hook comes in. Same with the Pam as well. Can't really do too much against the Carl who's spinning around because it takes so long to get that shot out, and it's only going in one direction.
Yeah, I gotta think Carl's just a solid brawler for this map. Pretty decent in the meta, and then seeing Mission P with all of his spawners, of course, with the pickaxe, he's gonna be able to slice right through it. 1-1 overall, kicking off set number 3 of our first match of the day. This one is very important.
Yeah, it really is. Well, Gotcha was already popped there from Zeta Division, has that gadget over his head, but not getting most value out of it. Garo sliding around this right-hand side, now going to be in the 1v1 versus the Pan, but as soon as he gets the super, he should be doing all right. Manages to grab it now and gets the kill on the way. Meow cleans up the left, and Bobby left alone.
Meow initiating contact on the left hand in with the dash forward, a perfectly placed super. Bobby started strong there, has the
Sad idzie dobrze. Za Zetą. Ale biała kurta. Upokuszę ją. Da się
Meow's flown under the radar beautifully there, and he's really been the star man so far from Zeta Division. Garo's going to be able to pick up that turret, but instantly replaced by Sands, getting some good shots through. Spin now comes in, might be able to get Bobby, but actually falls short. Super was eventually grasped by Nowie here, and same from Meow, he comes through the hypercharge. He's making all the moves for Zeta, and he's coming through massively for them. Should be able to take the lead now. Huge play from him.
double kill.
Zeta.
3 blue brawlers standing strong right now. Meow has been something to watch. They're sending 2 to address.
Gdzie ja uszła? Poleta,
He's gonna get a trade. Now Garo gonna be able to keep hunkering down in the mid here. They're well past 60%. Huge advantage to Zeta Division right now.
Garo almost gets 2 as well. Bobby falls low, can't really aggress. Porter's now coming forwards, but with the 2 of them there, shouldn't really be doing too much. Mark directly onto Nowie. 20% left for Zeta Division. About 45 or 55 now for STMN. They've got to make a huge comeback, and they're getting control. Porter's established further up from Zara as well, and a mark missed by Bobby.
The expert marksman and Bobby gonna have to hit some serious shots right now. Not a lot left for Zeta Division, but STMN with a real opportunity every time Meow dives in as well with that super. He makes contact great, but it's extra percentage points as well. As now Meow of the map alongside now. Tailspin from Garo, and they're well above 90 at this point. STMN made with a lot of work to do.
I mean, the Porter just cleaned up Nowie on the bottom side. Trying to keep Garo out of these back lines, stopping him from coming in. Meow goes in way too aggressive, and now it's 95 to 94. Garo sweeps in. Oh, he gets it to 100 to 99, and Zeta take it.
Unbelievable here. What a
Oh my god!
I thought STMN were
Clutch!
but the boys over in Zeta Division icing their
Clutch!
when it matters.
Oh my god,
Number
beauty!
3 STMN on their back heels now.
What a play from Zeta Division.
Umarłem się.
Coming in from Garo in the closing second.
Ono da prikažu bukvalno
Starting from square.
jaka stati kraj ovako. Penje se njima. Pad jedan, pad drugi, 99, stoji pobednik.
Meow, a star player so far here today, is trying to keep the pressure alive. Now he dashing back and forth right now. Bobby dipping his toes in. Sands now the baby brawler with 9,600 HP. Clearly established alongside that healing station. He's
Oh my god.
defend the healing station. They're going to send Meow in to use a super just to get rid of it as the Scrap Sucker goes down. A great counter into Stu here, but they still survive. Nonetheless, though, STMN mean business right now. They are close to 50.
Well, spin comes in from Garo on that right-hand side. Does have to back off, though. Uses it as an escape mechanism rather than going aggressive. Now he's falling low. Is going to go down as well. Sent back to spawn by Sands. Garo's going to fall too, but here comes the hypercharge. Spirit following shortly behind. Gets the kill. And keeps some control for his team. 30% behind, though. And Bobby's still sitting in the mid.
Good on Bobby to start rotating in here. The objective is to getting into that hot zone. The trading brawler Sands can pick up a lot of time here with the amount of health points he has. Multitasking right now with Garo. Meow hitting shot star on the left hand in, trying to get some extra tags, and Zeta slowly climbing their way back into this as Meow establishes a little more control. A missed dash, but now Nowie there to help.
Yeah, I mean, Meow did a great job there to deflate some pressure. Turret coming in. Garo's going to use that flying hook forwards. Join Nowie on this right-hand side. Try pinch down. But it gets him killed rather than doing anything helpful. Garo's going to be able to sweep in and get that as well. Nice spin for him. Shots fall down. Great shots from Sands coming in now. And they're walking away with the lead.
Stamina this time with a little bit of a lead. Hypercharge inbounds, though, in the backhand end as well. Another one going down as well. Meow with a pop-off here. Becoming closer and closer as Bobby hits a nice and very pivotal super here. It's going to come down to the wire once again.
Mr. P. Paul's coming in now. That's going to be hard for now. He needs to make an escape, but can't get anywhere. Garo last flying hook. Trying to get the super. Gets it again. Trying to make the same move as last game, but this time it's not happening. And STMN Hot zone.
You can feel the energy from the crowd here. After the games, they're loud, but everybody holding their breath right now. This is about as intense as it gets for a World Finals match.
Great stuff from STMN to bring this back. Then Gero trying to make the same move again towards
Sada ko pobedi.
an STMN even out hot zone.
You can feel the energy from the crowd here. After the games, they're loud, but everybody holding their breath right now. This is about as intense as it gets for a World Finals match.
Great stuff from STMN to bring this back. Then Gero trying to make the same move again towards the end of the game, but not happening this time. I will say, it really is Meow making a lot of the moves. Same with Gero.
Now he's playing it well as well, but I feel like he's got to be a bit more careful with a few of these dashes. Seems to be over-aggressing a little bit.
Got to have a perfect start here. Making sure you establish control, start off with a little bit of a lead, and even some pickups early can make a huge difference as Zara looks to accomplish that for his team. Strikes Gero, and now it's going to be a 3v2 situation. Sands with a decent amount of HP here too, popping a Scrap Sucker a little preemptively too. Those gadgets are very valuable as well, and it's basically a tie ball game right now as both teams are continuing to contest for the mid.
Meow gets marked, but does get the kill. Gero going to come around the right-hand side, and a team wipe for Zeta Division. One by one, all of STMN fall, and Zeta claim control.
What a play there from Zeta Division. A strong lead here
Kontrolu
now in
nad
game number
protivnicima.
3.
Dobro, imala je.
Looks to get back into their footing. They're going to have to deal with a strong Gero when they finally
Enka,
take it down.
promaši.
Quite get it there. Now he's super available. Back and forth right now as they try and isolate that brawler.
Side turret
Šta
established by
uradiš?
Sands once more, going to provide some heals. Meow forced to back off yet again. Speed zone goes down. Now he has to back off, but the bell bounces, causing a lot of issues for Zeta.
Nice tag there from Bobby. He has been making those supers count, and now it's STMN with the lead here. Zeta on their back heels. They can't even touch the grass for all their brawlers, but I do see Meow with a hypercharge here. Now he's trying to push up as well, and here comes Meow as well. Super goes down. Not a ton of connections, but a final blow from the grave as well as Gero gets involved here. It's going to be a tag for him, a strike as well, and now Meow looking to pinch here. The Porter clutching up as well, providing a shield for STMN. Scrap Sucker going down as well, and they're going to be able to overwhelm them with HP for a moment, but Zeta Division are back.
10% all that's needed for STMN. Gero survives for so long. Now Zeta come in. Super there for Meow. Going to go for it as well, but it's not enough. STMN take hot zone and move 2-1 up.
Stamina down 1%, literally came down to the final moment in game number 1. Zeta Division nearly stole a set from them. Instead, though, they dig deep, put their heels in the ground, and get control of set number 3. This is huge. They now go into set number 4, a little less pressure off them, and going into the European number 1 seed. This is big for establishing this Group C.
STMN dig deep. They come from behind in hot zone. Surely got to be a bit of a mental issue when you lose by 1%. A brilliant play by Gero, and I hope we see it here again, because it was time and time again getting kills, but just not getting the percentage overall for the side of Zeta. And here it is. Look at this. I thought the Pan turret was going to kill him as well. I thought he was going to die right there, but I think the shield maybe kept him alive, because obviously it dampens that damage. Every little interaction
Dobra
is
reakcja.
brilliant in this game, and this is the best Brawl's got to offer in 2023.
You can even see the reaction from the STMN side, just shaking their heads. Unbelievable stuff. I believe it was 86 HP. That's about as close of a call as I've maybe ever seen. Gero and the Carl, though, made a huge difference throughout that. STMN do squeeze by there in the final 2 games. A lot of excitement going down as well. Can't ask for much better from a Brawl Stars match.
Hearing some of those comms as well. STMN
Men se više ne gleda.
brilliantly as a team in the closing seconds of some of those games.
Šta ne, ja svojim očima.
For STMN here, 2-8-6. And yes, Meow and Nari.
Ajme barem 3 lajka na ovo video. Barem jedan.
That one on a couple of
Ne
those
tražim
balls.
mnogo.
But now, you know, he's the glue. He's the one making some of the plays. He's the one playing that stew in the mid, and you can't really expect too much from that stew.
Yeah, 3 straight sets of Meow just popping off here. And STMN, I feel like, have just been 3 consistent guys right now. They're playing as a
Brate, ali
unit,
se mi
everybody
kuhati
doing their
zagramo
part
kad je
here,
bilo
firing on all
99%.
cylinders from this side. And now some smiles going down as well. That's a big deal. The mood seemingly good. And now it's Zeta Division with all of the pressure. They have to win 2 straight sets here. And just after watching these first 3 that we've had, it has taken everything just to get 1 set at a time.
And it's anybody's game, that's the thing.
Ja bi ovdje iskreno uzeo Fanga,
Get 2, that's the thing. It's so
Piper.
close between these 2 teams, but we're heading into knockout, out in the open. Should slow down the pace after that one. Give me and Kenny a little bit of time to catch our breath, because that last set was genuinely incredible.
Oh, it's been something else, man. And I mean, this is
Ali
exactly
oni
what
ne
we expected.
šta
On
god
day number
poželim.
one, you know, we talked about how good it was going to be, and the Caster Hive Mind had a pretty good feel of what was going to happen, but I think all of us could agree, coming into Group C, coming into Group D, all of these teams have been so darn good this year. Some powerhouses in the Brawl Stars universe, and STMN one away from starting this group stage off 1-0 here after coming off a semi-finals performance in Worlds last year, and Meg is somebody fierce right now. This is a brawler that when talking to players, they
Imam
really
mnogo
like
helta,
having
pa je
this
nagradi
for the
za
mode
tu
because of
zato.
how much HP
Jer
Meg
ste
can bring to the
osjećali
table. If that
helta.
storm starts to close in, heavy
Pa
firepower,
ne mnogo
a
više.
lot of health points, and guess what? Even if you take down the big robot, you still got Meg and a pistol when she comes out of that form.
Hey, you know me, I'm not gonna make any comments, but if
Ali
you're an Brawl
brate,
Stars watcher,
nije su
I
siguran
know
da
what
li je
I'm
svaku
thinking, you know
rundu,
what I'm
ali
thinking,
svi
that's all I'm saying.
blokaju.
Fans, though, they're looking pretty solid.
Samo
Charlie
nju,
Van Dam as well
brate.
as obviously the Lou. I think those are the two
Ona
obvious
toka
standouts at this point,
pretenja,
regardless
mislim,
of the
ni
map.
ona, ne znam ni ja.
Piper, feeling confident, feeling bold, and we know any of those players in STM can pick up that brawler and put on a show.
Yeah, Bobby and Zara, notable sharpshooters of the Piper over the long history of Brawl Stars up to this point, so I'm very
Piper, pa
excited to see
rekao
that
sam ja.
brawler. It's good on this map. I think
Možda
they're looking
neće
for some
niko da
high
uzme
damage here.
Fenda.
Maybe some other brawlers to keep in mind as well, and I think that might
Da,
have been part of the influence of why they've been 9-1
mislim,
because
bloka
it's so good
neko,
here.
eto
But
ne.
it's a good brawler on this map. You're really good at using
Zato
it.
što i treba da bude.
Doing this little dancey dance, and we know Sans can pick up that brawler and make some serious moves. We've seen it in the past, and I'm sure we'll see it again now.
Zeta Division back over to them for the next couple of picks, and then STMN will have the final say.
I na nje.
Draft.
Blokan, zato što treba da bude.
See if Zeta Division choose
Mislim,
to continue this
iskreno, na nje brutalan. Zamisli. Piper.
or if they'll pivot a little
Green.
bit, try contest against this Piper. Yes, Nani's banned out.
Brate,
It's going to be
nije
very
realno.
difficult. We still got some on the mat,
Nije
on the
realno.
picks. We could go with Brock, those kind of
Ma ja
sharpshooter
ne,
balls.
ne,
We're
ne
going to see a
sekundu.
G. I do like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking out for a Pam here as well, I think. I see two sharpshooters. I see a brawler that
Izgleda
could
da
potentially
hoće
have
da
a lot of
što
health
brže
points, healing
izgube.
station, and I think that bigging up Gene here,
Ja
a
se
common
tako
counter
čini.
into somebody like Piper could be really good. They may be looking for spawners as well, like Mr. P. I think they're going to have to really round out their composition here with S-Team, and obviously depending on what this pick number 5 is. But I do think Zeta Division have great options available.
Nadam šta bi rekao za druga.
For both of these sides here.
No,
Zeta Division do have this next pick. 2
Mislim-
seconds left to make it. It's going to be the Brock.
Brak.
Knew that it was kind of still looming. The long range can
Da,
bring
ne
the
hoćeš
ball
to
to a bit of
opet
a
izgubi.
advantage in the start, and especially if you can get Meg a bit more aggressive, give her a bit more of a chance to get forward.
Ne, to da treba. Ne, ako, mislim, Fang. Po meni.
Definitely going to have something to say.
I wonder if SDMN get aggressive here. I mean, I see Brock, who's a little bit of a squishier brawler. Gene, who doesn't deal the best with brawlers up close in the face, and that's exactly
Buster.
what they're going to do. They're going to go with Buster here. They also have the deflector as well, so if there are incoming rockets, projectiles from Gene, or if it's just the heavy firepower of Meow on the Meg, assuming he plays it, Buster can really help with that. So I think two very different compositions, but I see the merit in both.
Well, STMN can close it out. Or Zeta Division can bring it back and play as set number 5. I don't think this game can really get any worse. I'm dreaming to see set 5 here. Sadly, cheering for Zeta Division in this set, that means, but at the same time, neither of them can win it.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned before, being set has taken everything here. And to be expected, some wall breaks going down for both sides. We're going to get kicking off here. A much more aggressive start than we're used to seeing as well. Gray utilizing a gadget that we don't always see. He's going to be throwing down the grand piano here, trying to get that. Garo making a nice connection as well, so it's going to be S-Team in a little bit on the defensive here, as Sans already has a super charged up.
Well, here he is then. Obviously getting it from charging it by stood next to his teammates. It is going to go down, and now he didn't waste his ammo shooting it.
Da, ima tu 90 helta.
Meow and Gary trying to give the same treatment to Bobby on the left.
Looked like Sans was trying to kind of walk his team forward, get some control. The problem is, though, that Meg still outranges Buster, and then you have to rely on Zara to hit a lot of tags on the Meg. I think that matchup's going to be a little bit of a toughie for him here, as once again, it's back to Zeta Division in control. Sans doing the same thing, walking up the right-hand side. A nice CP, though, a pull on the other end is, though, and it's in trouble. Makes the connection there. It's just alone now. It's going to be Zar. Bobby going to be able to pick up this round for STMN as they close things out in the fog.
Yeah, he knows he can't win that one, and a great connection from Piper there to be able to take down the slowed down Gene. Great stuff from him, but 3 supers ready to roll for the side of STMN, and not Zeta. That can't feel good.
Reset now. Round number 2. Zeta Division need to go 2 straight here. They can't afford to give STMN a powerhouse of a team, an early lead here. Bobby, super in hand, Sands, Czar, all three of them equipped, and now they're going to be walking forward, rushing it down. A little W key action going in, but the pull going through. Sands tries to counter. Czar with the TP, though. Meow is weak. They have to find a way to get in there. Czar had another TP, but didn't get out in time. They strike first, and now it's Bobby in a very difficult situation. Two brawlers that can arguably do so well into him.
That was really cool from Bobby. TP in, jump out, trying to get some damage with those bombs, but didn't find anything. And it was Naui and Meow who now are able to heal up. Bobby just doesn't want to feed these supers, retreats back into the gas, and accepting defeat in this round. Back even.
I think that was really strategical from him too. And yeah, Gray did end up having a teleport there. I think was trying to get away, get in, get out situation. But Zeta Division had too quick of reflexes there. It's now going to be a 1-1 in our very opening game of set number 4.
Rocket Rain ready to roll from Gero here. Pull available as well, and that's flown under the radar too. They're not going to know he's got it. Well, with that connecting homemade recipe they are. Now he's just trying to deflate some pressure after that hit. Did connect to Meow. Got to be cautious about this pull, because that is going to be the game changer for Zeta.
Both sides are equipped with supers as well, something that makes a huge difference in this game mode, especially towards those in games. Another nice connection as well. Bobby, low HP though, is forced to dive away. Does manage to survive, but as a result, Zeta Division are going to have some control.
Gero raining fire on Sands, but makes no connections whatsoever. Going to be pinching round with the shield now as well. Going to use that one really not too much ground from it. Now going to be so helpful in these closing seconds, just as Sands is. And Gero needs to keep on peppering down, needs to keep him low. Meow doing the same. Sands cannot be allowed to heal it, and they're doing a good job of it.
And now the fog starting to close in. This is where things get intense. Stamina strike first. The TB through the response back. Sands with the pull. Now deflecting, but the fog closing in, and the fog getting the kill there. Zeta Division survive and pick up the first game.
And how close it was as well. I didn't even see how Piper managed to die. I'm not sure how he went down, but it was obviously up top, some connections made. But it looked like an STMN round to me. When it was closing in, Buster's still alive. You expect STMN to take it, but Zeta Division made it happen.
Again, it's almost like Meg has 2 lives towards those in-games. It's something really difficult to take care of. You got to deal with the robot, and then you got to deal with the regular brawler as well. As once again, STMN kicking things off with some wall break strategy. Gero on the other end wants to open things up, and Bobby, or excuse me, Czar just letting him loose. Even makes a connection as well. That's actually going to be a takedown for both ends. Now it's a 2v2.
Sands trying to get some shots onto Naui.
But Bobby's going to try and provide
Really, Meg?
He's going to be the one with the influential super trying to get it. Now he's just pinching around, working towards that swing that heals so much. Bobby not able to do too much winning the spawn, so chooses to flank left.
It's still a lot of time for the fog to really start making a difference here, but Naui and Meow in control as Bobby switches to the left, going for the more open space as a sharpshooter. Naui just establishing dominance on this right-hand end. Sands
Dominic?
is now going to try and walk it forward as well as Meow gets the pull off. Bobby forces a super out to get out of jail. 3 card is now going to put him in a 1v1 situation as Naui has the HP going to walk it forward. The fog closing in, and Bobby knows the inevitable. A little heart as he goes.
Put him in pin.
One more for the heavily desired set number 5 for Zeta. 1 game, 1 round up against STMN. A long road for them to close this one out. And Zeta looking strong. Rocket fuel comes through, breaks some of that grass, but at the same time, you see a homemade recipe not really doing too much. Gadget used by Naui, going to get some heals from that Rocket Rain on the left. It's 1 shot onto Sands, but not a lot of return on that.
Sands going to be moving forward to try and body block this for Czar. That was a real difficult situation for them. Keep in mind, Bobby with no super to get out of this. He's going to be moving to the left. Now a pull going through as well. Sands throwing in the block. The pull as well. Naui getting taken up here. Czar with the kill on the right hand. And Naui low HP now. The connection from STMN. The teamwork going through. A team wipe to pile it all up.
How quickly that changed as well.
Ovo je bilo baš dobro.
Dominantly. We're going to take this set.
Baš dobar napad, rastavili su cijelu Zetu.
Zara ready with his CP as well. Sands got the shield. Bobby with the jump. And only the swing available from Naui.
3 supers available now for him in as well. Naui with 1 in the back pocket, but Meow and Gero have 2 that can be big difference makers here, even though STMN are on their heels right now. Bobby is now letting loose a little bit, going towards this left team.
On this Brock. His TP in 2 shots, 3 shots, and he does go down. Pull, but jumped over. Pixel perfect from Bobby. Sands has this barricade as well, though. Zara has to retreat, trying to heal up. But Zeta continue this aggression. Shield going to provide a lot of space. But now the pull comes in. Buster got the slow. 1 more shot to Bobby, but 1 more for Meow. He goes down. Now he misses the shot, but now coming in. The swing, he's there. But the TP, no heal. Using the other power. And now he gets it. Set 5 inbound. Holy cow, what a set on our
Oike.
The 2
on Zeta Division side can take a deep breath for now. But it's all coming down to this. Fans
Back and forward. Zeta Division and SCMN putting on a show for the second day. Of the Brawl Stars World Finals. Brilliance from both sides, and it'll all be settled right here. This is only match number 1 of the day, by the way. I expect 6 straight, just nail-biters like this all day long. Both of these teams bringing their best here in this set. I was really impressed. We had some insane pulls. Some pulls for Sands as well. Some tags, some sharpshooter shots. It had everything I love about Brawl Stars. Both of these teams are just absolutely phenomenal.
They really are. And I mean, Zeta have been off form. STMN have been heavily on form. Both these teams showing their absolute best here at the World Finals. Great moments from both these teams. And as you say, it's like Meg has 2 lives. And, you know, you said it in one of the earlier rounds, but in the last, it meant the most. Yeah, it's just such a powerful item to have for you. The utility.
Ponovo je pored zone sa 160 health.
Even somebody like Bobby, if you're hitting the sharp shots, it's great. Ton of damage for Viper. But with Meg, you got 2 lives, you even get the shield in the mix as well at times. It's just a very strong force in this game mode. And this time, across the board, I think for both sides, everybody looking to be competitors in the numbers category.
Strategies of them. SGMN, they're loud, they're aggressive, and that's how they play in game as well. You know, it's huge. We get set 5, we might be able to win, but nice. You know, that's how it is for Zeta Division, though. Calm and composed. And I mean, it works for them, so why not?
Yeah, 2 very different looks at the competitive drive of these 2 teams, and it's all going to come down to one final set. We got Super Beach on the way, some Brawl Ball action going down, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds here.
Well, this is the game. The set to decide this first game at Group C. Brawl Ball. Huge map for both of these teams, but I can't help feeling that Brawl Ball does kind of favor the STMN playstyle.
I love it. They've got some aggressive W key style. They've really embraced the way the meta works this year. But Zeta Division, they've shown up today too. It's going to take everything from both of these teams here in the final set. The crowd really getting amped up, the arena being filled too. Everybody on the edge of their seat right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something. The fans really loving this game clearly as well because it's so close between these evenly matched teams. Very, very shortly to see what brawlers these guys will be playing. The decider. Sands just getting ready to roll. Play this hard out today, and the Red STMN have too. And their energy is infectious.
Yeah, I respect the drip as well. I saw the ice on the wrist, the double watch.
What an East wrist.
I mean, gotta show up. Confidence is key, Trav. Confidence is key. Gotta look good, feel good, and they're gonna feel really good on Super Beach here as the bands come in. There's gonna be a Dynamite band, Shelly, Maisie, of course, and no surprise on the other end. You could tell that Zeta Division had that first pick because no Charlie, no Lou, no Rosa. STMN shutting any idea of that down real quick.
Yeah, no surprise for it either. Maisie's really been making
a huge impact on the meta at the moment, and it's banned out as well. Shelly going to be along with it. A couple of hypercharges on that side, a couple of hypercharges on the STMN side too. This is Zeta Division with this first pick, and I love it. Bit of
Sandy, eto ga prvi legendary brawler ikada.
Mine too with the gadget. You immediately put an enemy to sleep.
Tako bičenje, evo ga prvi put Zeta uzima Sandy.
And you've got a free goal on your hands. They're going to take advantage of that utility. Plus the fact too, it's just a solid brawler overall. So I think putting your faith in this in a set 5 makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, the plays it can make with the Sweet Dreams are just beautiful. They really are, just shutting people down in the goal mouth and scoring that goal. Willow going to be the return pick. No Dyna? Okay, we'll pivot. We'll take a different throw. Why not?
I'm interested to see. There it is. I was wondering if Cordelius makes an appearance. I feel like grabbing this on the 2-3 turn makes a lot of sense to me. This is another brawler that I don't want to call it a gimmick, but of course it's similar to Sandy, right? Can put somebody to sleep, get a goal. Cordelius can remove any factor he wants at any given time. Make a connection, take somebody to Shadow Realm. Willow in the same front as well. Can mind control an enemy brawler. You could literally have a self-score like the good old days, Trav, just from a Willow super. So I'm really curious.
Go for a thrower. There's going to be a way to
Šta
break through.
je više
The Willow can't
sa ovim
thrive as much as
brawlerom?
I'm sure.
Ajde objasnite
I'm
mi.
sure STMN would love that Willow to dominate. As you say, make them score some own goals, but Zeta Division's last pick should be coming through shortly. Gonna be something pretty solid, I imagine. STMN still seem to be lacking a mid though, so gonna have to go for that. I think you can play Stu through the mid, you can play it through the lane, so I see the Buster come in though. And I mean, against the Cordelias, it's tough. It's a tank into a Cordelias, you know you're not gonna be having a nice time. But I can't help but feel like Buster's always so good.
Ovo je lopta.
Buster's been consistent lately too. I really like the Spike matchup originally for
Želje se ne ostvaruju tek tako.
Super, nemam blage veze da li ste vidjeli reklamu i da jeste, ne interesuje me. Zašto snimam, bratu, ovo je bukvalno sat vremena. 4, 3, 2, 1, sat. 1 sat vremena, pucaju konfeti ljudi oko mene. Ja ne mogu.
Because Jackie runs in a straight line until she gets that super, you get it from being hit. So, get hit. And that's what Sandy likes about Jackie.
If you asked me to open up the year and starting off in our first monthly final, if in a set 5 for the World Finals, one of these teams put their faith in Jackie, I would have called you crazy. But this is 2023, Trav. This is Hypercharged Madness. And this is set number 5, Zeta Division and SCMN competing to start this Group 1-0.
Well, Bobby already feeding me out, but it's not going to matter. Nice, sweet dreams to shut him down. Stop him, though. Long dash coming in from Gero, too. No Gasser heal will be seen. And Meow should just be 1-2 shots off a super and close to finding it.
This could be a counter push here for Zeta Division. They pass the ball now to Nowie. Meow with the sweet dreams and a bucket along with it. Early goal here for Zeta Division.
Sweet dreams, 2 have already been used.
Jackie.
The realm missed and the sandstorm down. Nice long dash coming in from Gero as well. And Bobby just being hit. Yes, he's got that counter crush, but it's not connecting with anybody. One more is all they need, but Nowie does get controlled by the Willow, pushed back, but still in a solid spot. Bobby might find the opening, long dash to cover it, but the drag back is not enough, can't find the goal, and a dash from Gero, but he does get killed.
Bobby nearly had the goal of his life. I mean, that was moments away on the goal line. Sands returning to action, though, with a super available. The invisibility going to make things a little tougher. Going to take Nowie down to the Shadow Realm as Bobby looks to scout out Meow. Sands moving forward, marching in the Shadow Realm as Gero up top is going to go against Bobby here, and now dribbling the ball with a hypercharge along with it. Sands, heavy fire as well. Super available, a pull as well, throws the ball forward. Meow there to play goalie, though. Sands and Czar now moving in. Shadow Realm, there's a takedown, wide open net, pass to Sands, and an easy bucket in return for STMN.
Bringing it back then, Bobby hypercharge in hand, and every time we've seen this, we've pretty much seen a goal to follow. They're gonna need something special. Willow dropping that gadget, big bomb of damage coming down. Hypercharge, there's double slow, taking them down. Sandstorm for the defense, but Sands there. Great save by Nowie. Gero's all that's left, and a Realm takes him away from the goal.
Yeah,
Match point.
What a game number 1. Both teams showcasing why they deserve to stand on this stage. But it's back to business. Everybody silent on the stage. The crowd, anticipation on our feet. This has been incredible. One more game to go, and STMN will keep North America undefeated this weekend.
Well, breakthroughs there, and that's going to help them out massively. I don't think there was a single one last game. Bobby's caught him off guard, and he gets the kill. Sands moving forward, pass there too, but Gero's covering the goal, pull back, but not enough. Saved by Zeta.
Zeta Division surviving for now.
STMN
look to keep the offense going. Sands does have an opportunity here. Another wall break going down as well. Czar going to be in trouble, and a takedown there. Meow dropping the super now as Nowie looks to climb up the map. A pass forward, trying to keep that ball control for the Zeta Division side as Bobby creeps forward, trying to disrupt things here as Sands moves up as well. Grabs the ball, dumps it off, takes Nowie down to the Shadow Realm with a pickup as well. And now a breakaway here too. Gero forced back on defense. Willow with a super wide open net. Doesn't use the super shot there, and I'm shocked. Misses the follow through as well. Zeta Division survive.
Hypercharge there, double slow yet again from Bobby. Cleans up, and 1 minute 30 between STMN and the win.
Sands buying his sweet, sweet time here. 1-0 for STMN, a couple supers along with it, an immediate tag into the Shadow Realm as well. Sands taking advantage of the mushrooms up top. Bobby already ditching that ball over to where Sands is standing. He's moving over to the left-hand side. Buster with the pullback. The mind control, no! Nowie dumps it in his own net, secures the deal, and STMN gets a victory.
Huge for them. First win of one of the toughest groups in the World Finals. They make it happen. And Zeta Division...
I to je bilo to što se tiče ovog videa, sa nam da niste uživali kao ni ja. Tako da, ćao. Ajde, želim. Lajkite i subajte. Sad ćao.